This is the history of Tamralipti, the 3,000-year-old megaport that vanished under the silt.
Look closely at this busy street. This is Tamluk, a quiet municipality in the state of West Bengal. But beneath this modern pavement lies a profound secret: the history of Tamralipti, one of the most powerful and influential ports the ancient world ever knew. For nearly 3 millennia, this was India's gateway to the world, a city of great wealth, deep sea trading, and the movement of the planet. When you walk these streets today, we peel back the layers of earth and time to unearth the vanished glory of this ancient megaport.
Why Tamralipti? Its location was unmatched. Situated perfectly on the mighty Ganga Delta and the mouth of the Mauryan, this port provided a vital overland trade routes from Patalipta and the rest of India into the vast Bay of Bengal. This made it the inevitable hub for maritime trade. The earliest evidence of settlement here dates back to as far as the 7th century BCE. Think about that. This port was already thriving when Rome was just a collection of small villages.
Tamralipti's docks were a global marketplace. Ship after ship from distant lands lined the harbor. From here, fine silk, ivory, spices, precious stones, herbs, and even elephants were exported. It was a crucial stop on the ancient maritime silk route. But what came back? Archaeology tells the story. Fragments of rouletted-ware pottery and astonishing finds of Roman gold coins, particularly from the reigns of emperors like Tiberius and Nero, proving direct trade with the Mediterranean. Tamralipti was much more than just commerce. It was a spiritual crossroads. During the reign of Emperor Ashoka, this port became the primary launch point for Buddhist missionaries traveling to Ceylon and Southeast Asia. Centuries later, the celebrated Chinese pilgrims Hien in the 5th century and Tsang in the 7th century spent significant time here, recording the presence of over 20 Buddhist monasteries and thousands of monks. They described it as a vibrant intellectual hub. Tamralipti's political importance soared under India's greatest dynasties. It was deeply connected to the Mauryan Empire, serving as the main headquarters for its eastern navy. Later, under the Gupta Golden Age, the port was likely the financial powerhouse that funded the empire's cultural and scientific flourishing. It remained strong enough even for the subsequent Bengal kingdoms, controlling access to the Bay of Bengal for centuries, ensuring its continued prosperity. The creaking of wooden masts, the clatter of loading goods, the lively chatter in a mix of languages, Tamil, Greek, Chinese, Pali, Sanskrit, all mixing in the busy streets. The aroma of foreign spices blended with the salt air. From the shipyards where massive vessels were built, to the marketplaces crowded with traders haggling over prices, the entire city was a living testament to its economic might. It was a testament to ancient globalization. While the city's political status remained strong, economic pressures began to mount. Slowly, other rival ports were emerging, and alternative ports along the east coast, like ports in South India, began to chip away at Tamralipti's monopoly. However, the biggest threats were not political or economic. They were hidden in the very rivers that gave the port life. The inevitable law of the Delta was about to claim its victim. The single greatest factor in Tamralipti's demise was the relentless power of nature. Over centuries, the great rivers of the Bengal Delta, particularly the Ganga, started shifting their main courses eastward. Crucially, the changing currents carried immense amounts of silt and mud, which rapidly accumulated near the port. The deep channels required for ocean-going vessels became shallow, muddy flats. The sea was literally retreating from the port. As the water retreated, the economic engine of Tamralipti sputtered and died. Ships couldn't dock. They were forced to anchor miles away, making trade inefficient and costly. Merchants naturally moved their operations to newer, deeper ports. The city's inhabitants, facing the loss of their livelihood, had no choice but to follow. The once mighty megaport was not sacked or burned. It was simply abandoned to the ever-marching mud and the silent history. The story of Tamralipti is a powerful reminder. It shows us that even the greatest cities, centers of power, commerce, and culture, are ultimately transient. They are at the mercy of the environment, the flow of rivers, and the movements of the planet. When you walk these streets today, remember, you are walking on the accumulated layers of a civilization that literally connected the East and the West. That history is still breathing, right here, beneath your feet.